How are you? How we doing, folks? We lied. It's Sunday night. We're back. And we're here for part one of Paul McGann's two-part season finale of season 4 of the 8th Doctor Adventures in. Lucie Miller, him and Sheridan Smith tackle the Daleks, the Robomen, and some type of sickness. As well, get the cover right there. As the world is in a point of danger and peril. What do you think about this little ditty? Well, you're about to find out. But before we get to that, let's get to this. It's your panel for this evening. Joining us from NYC, Mr. Will Medina, pissed off after Ash vs. Evil Dead finale. How we doing, mate?
Hey now, fuck you, stars.
I feel exactly the same way, and I've not even seen the fucking thing yet. Joining him from down under, he has the thunder. Hey Jay, how goes it, mate?
Hi guys, how are you?
Good to see you, mate. Jake, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Joining us from Tottenham, he's on Schindler's List and he's not a Jew, it's Phil Parcher. How we doing, Phil?
The abuse on Skype I get these days. Hello.
Joining from Sue, how we doing, Sue?
Wonderful.
Good to see
Susan
you.
Foreman rocks.
There we go. And joining us from Corpus Christi, he has a beard that must be feared, but he's forever revered. Texas Timber, how goes it, mate?
Hello.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Good night, children. So, Lucie Miller, kind of interesting, somewhat slow, but it's building up for the backstory. We have somewhat of a full audio drama / companion chronicles type set up here. There's a bit of narration. And the world is in peril, in plight, and there's a disease engulfing the human race. Unfortunately, Lucie Miller has contracted it. The Doctor, somewhat of a doctor-like story until you get to the second half, but he eventually showed up along with the monk and that bitch who'll not be named. But let's see. Opening thoughts. Lucie Miller, part 1 of season 4's finale. AJ, Lucie Miller, Paul McGann, and Sheridan Smith.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a slow story for me, with the narration and whatnot. Yep. But it did feel a lot like Dalek Invasion Earth meets World War II a little.
I think that's what they were going for, but yeah.
Yeah, but I got the strong World War II feeling vibe. They're talking about Singapore and Australia and all that sort of thing, and the virus going around. But I thought it was an alright story, quite strong. Even though the Doctor doesn't show up, it stands up quite well by itself with Susan and her entourage. Doing what they do best. So we'll get more into it later, though.
No problem. Just to clarify, this takes place when Lucie is off travelling the world with Alex Campbell. So, just for anybody who's confused when this thing starts, why is she with him and no with the Doctor? This takes place after the events of, is it Resurrection of Mars?
No, Prisoner of the Sun.
Prisoner of the Sun. My bad, I thought that was a Doctor-only story. Okay. Well, since you piped up, would you reckon up the thoughts?
As the first part of you could say a 2-part story, and I don't think I ever heard the second half. It's not a bad first half.
It's pure build-up, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's build-up, and the way it starts up, it feels like a companion chronicle.
Yeah.
Lucie is narrating a lot of things that happen, but when she interacts with other people, instead of her narrating, the other actors come in and say their lines like that. Play the parts. So that makes it still a story. Yeah, like he said, we had interruption again by that meddling monk, and man, I can't believe that, man. Somebody haven't bumped him off yet, man. He's such a pain in the neck. And of course, the C who should not be named, only
you can say it. Townsend Drew.
Yeah, it was only there for a few minutes, but you could tell that why he was there, the monk was there to accomplish. But it was the disease did cause a lot of deaths in the world. And all the aliens that was on that planet decided to leave because they didn't want the contagion to go with them. So that pretty stood out like that. And what's unusual is that Lucie survived the disease when a majority of humans who acquired it would have been dead in 24 hours. And she had it for quite some time, but she lost some of the use of her legs and vision in one eye. So that was a result of that. Since I have not heard that second half yet, I'm a little bit hoping that she does run into the 8th Doctor and so they can have that little talk the way they want to. We find out. I have to find out when I listen to it.
Okay.
So that's my beginning right here.
All right, no problem, mate. Sue, what were the thoughts for you? Preferably no music.
The great-great-grandson of the Doctor, or the great-grandson of the Doctor, was really cool. Alex and Susan and Lucy, fighting the Dalek plague, achieving the good thing. I felt really bad for Lucy when she lost the vision in her eye and she lost her legs.
I can empathize. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like the Daleks. The Dalek plague is what killed David Campbell. So I mean, this is some serious shit, actually. So anyway, yeah. So that's I love Susan Foreman forever, man.
All right, yeah, hence your namesake. We should point out that Alex Campbell was played by Jake McGann, Paul McGann's actual son, so go figure. Yeah. Timbo, home enforcement.
I thought it was good. I'd forgotten that it had so much narration. I've listened to it sometime before, a couple of years ago. Yeah, but it's good. I thought it was really good. It gave it sort of an epic feel, like a worldwide disaster kind of feel, like with the plague first, and then the invasion, and just with all this stuff going on, and also the idea that this must be in the future, since other alien races are monitoring the planet, making sure we don't leave, so we don't carry the plague out. So it's like it's been said, it's very much like World War II. It had that feel to it, really epic kind of worldwide problem, which I thought was really done well with such a limited cast. I mean, so
four in this. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with Tamsin. I don't really get the hatred, but
that's just me.
Like
that's
one of the shortest running companions ever. I mean, pretty much just confused the whole time. So it is what it is. But yeah, Sheridan Smith is excellent in this, and she pretty much carries it. And it's like you said, it's all build up. It's a good first half to a bigger story, but I thought it was very good. So I enjoy it very much.
Okay, thank you, mate. Philip, you intimated you somewhat struggled with this, but can you appreciate it with those build up?
Yeah, like what he says, it's a setup to what's coming next in the next one that we discussed. But for now, I liked it as well. It was very dark though, in places, very dark. And particularly with the plight of Lucy.
Is that not a good thing?
Well, it is a good thing because you don't really get dark in Audio Who that often. Not Audio Who, Doctor Who on Audio that often.
It gets really dark in Audio Who, believe me, yeah.
But yeah, I did like it. You know what though? Oh, I can't say that next part.
Of course you can. No, that's the next part, yeah.
Next part, I can't. But, who's that? Oh, go away.
Turn off your notifications, Phil. My God. Show some decorum. My God. Good God, man. Yeah.
I'll have to shut the whole thing down. Give me a second. That's it. It's off now.
Jesus.
It's only Farley. Right, what was I saying? I'm distracted now.
I'm leaving that in so he sees this, by the way.
Oh, my God. I'm distracted. Yes. I was off my train of thought. Sorry.
It was dark. Continue.
Oh, yeah, it was dark, and the bits where you know what? What's interesting that you discover that poor old Jake McGann. He's almost he's untouched by the plague as well as his mother.
Yes.
But them being Time Lord-ish, but if he's half Time Lord, you think
yes,
he wouldn't really be that immune to it, would he? Would he?
It depends on how his genetics are.
Yeah, maybe the Time Lord genes are the dominant genes.
somewhat similar, I guess, River, in terms of DNA.
Which leads me to my other question, but I can't answer that question until we listen to the other half. So, but anyway, I like the submarine thing. There's 1,000 people on a barrage of submarines going to America to flee the England thing. But the only thing I have a problem with the story, they rehash the whole underground kind of thing with the Daleks from Dalek Master Plan. I mean,
well, it's one of the ones that worked the last time. Let's go for it again.
Yeah, but you would think that Earth would have better defences for that sort of thing. Because even as Tim says, it's
I get where you're coming from. It's rehash, but it's the only president they know that something works.
Fair enough.
You know?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate. Jake, opening thoughts for you, mate.
I really, really, really struggled with this story to the point where I thought I was going to have to turn it off. That's how much I didn't enjoy it until I think it got better in the submarine bits where the Doctor shows up. But for the rest of it, I've never been so bored listening to an audio in my life.
Oh dear.
The thing with me is, I know it's a continuation of Dalek, like the Dalek invasion of Earth, but how many stories do Big Finish need to do involving that story? It does get repetitive, and I don't think this was that original for me. I just didn't like any of it. I like Susan in it. I thought Susan was really good. And I liked Alex. And I guess I liked Tasmin as well. I thought she was quite funny. But I didn't like...
Leave the room now.
But I didn't like any of the other bits. I wasn't so keen on the bloke who was the monk. I didn't even really see why the monk had to be in it, sort of thing. I didn't really see his role. And that's all I can really say about it without going on a massive rant.
Well, the monk has been with a reoccurring character throughout this whole series, so that's why he's technically in it. But if you just listen to it after battle that we've done, I can kind of get why that may be confusing for folk. For me, yeah, it's build up. It's building up to a crescendo. It's building up to a boiling point. It's not bad. It's pure setup. If you're not a fan of the Companion Chronicles, it's kind of half and half, so it might not be for you, but it's slow build up to tell a bigger story, basically, and it was enjoyable enough for me. Right, guys, any events or characters, very few characters in this thing, that stood out for you? AJ?
Yeah, for me, the monk, basically, apologizing to the Daleks that he wasn't clever enough to break through their encryption, and the Daleks are like, okay, but don't let that happen again. Just like, I was like, wait, what? The Daleks said what? We forgive you?
Yeah.
And Tasman Drew just inside the vault, with all the stuff, crammed from Earth's history, the Vatican, the Sistine Chapel.
Sistine Chapel, yeah.
The ceiling.
Yeah, the roof. That was just crazy.
Yeah, that was an interesting plot point for me, the fact that the monk and Tamron are collecting artifacts and banging it in this vault. I don't really get what that has to do with the main plot, but it just seems to be there. So,
well, it felt like they were trying to save what was left of humanity, the art and the culture, like I said again, World War II feel.
There you go.
The art hunters. So.
Okay. Well, it sounded for you, mate.
Well, of course, Lucy and Susan stood out very good in the story. Especially, you could tell how influence Susan has, that she was able to get the military planes to pick up her son and Lucy back to bring them back to England. What stood out with the story was the amount of time has passed by, that this whole story, what is going on, it's 2 years is passing by.
It's over 2 years, yeah.
It's 2 years. That's how come, like, when Lucy we was covering, she couldn't use her legs.
Yeah.
But by the time she's in the submarine, she's slowly walking and like that. But that's a lot of 2 years. And of course, the big question, everybody, a lot of the listeners, going to be like, where is the Doctor doing this 2 years? And of course, that's because that's taking place during the Prison of the Sun storyline. Yeah. So that's why he didn't revive to quite a while in the story, because he was dealing with that thing. So that stood out pretty good. The monk, being holding the thing like that, and of course, Tamsin thinking that it's being preserved. What in reality, I feel that he is going to start to steal it or sell it to somebody else, and whenever he feels like it. That's the way he is. So that stood out pretty good like that. But I'm looking forward to the other half to see what happens like that.
Okay, don't mate. Thank you. Simbo, anything for you, mate?
Yeah, I was going to say I liked the idea of the monk doing that. I mean, obviously he's probably doing it for nefarious reasons, but the idea that you're going to collect up all the Earth's treasures or whatever and keep them hidden away while the war rages on, or while but one thing I didn't like, or it's just basically I have Dalek fatigue. I'm really tired of them. To me, they're just shit villains. They don't do anything but roll around saying exterminate. It's become kind of a cliche at this point, 50 years on. That I know. I mean. That's me, though. That's not the story. The story is good enough. I mean, but you see what I mean, though. You get to the point where you wish that there were some more interesting villains than just these things that were cool in 1963, or something.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you that. I know they're supposedly contracted to show one a year on TV, but then you've got all these audios as well, and you're like, ugh. Can we not come up with something different, something cool like the Eminence? You've done it before. Do it again. Jesus.
Exactly. I mean, at this point, and it's really, it's like if you liked a song in the 1970s that you've heard forever and ever and ever. So by the time you're in your 50s, you're like, God,
you want to kill the lead vocalist. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of thing.
All right.
But otherwise, yeah, that's what bugged me about the story, but it's not really the story's fault. So.
Can't you see that the Daleks are there because of the Dalek plague, and the Dalek plague is there to tie the narrative of Alex and Susan together with
Well, I just meant in
David
general
Campbell?
terms. I know they're important to the story because it's a story about Daleks, but I'm just saying, in general, I'm kind of bored with them.
All right. So since you piped in, anything stand out for you apart from you?
Well, okay, the submarine was interesting, and I liked. I really enjoyed the parts where the Campbells and stuff are together, and they're helping Lucy and stuff, and I love it. Great story.
All right, Philip, help us.
I was more, I said this before, I do like Graham Garden's version of the monk.
Right.
He's much more lively and much more, much more sneaking, dark than the Rufus Hound version. Right, but yes, I did like everybody else said, I do like how he still does that kind of collecting thing for his own games kind of thing. But as we'll find out in the next part, things get really hot for him and rubbish for him, which I can't wait.
Yeah, he basically gets told to go to his room. Jake, anything to say for you?
I have to say, even though I didn't enjoy it, there were some bits that I did enjoy. Like I enjoyed the submarines. I liked Susan, and now thinking about it, I did like the fact that the monk had this collecting thing. But there's something else that I noticed as well, that the TARDIS key glowed. And I think that sort of ties in with the news series as well, because it happened now and then in the news series. And I really enjoyed those bits, and I did actually like the ending, even though it's a little bit cliche.
I've got a question about that.
Hang on. Well, just to put Jake up on his point there, even though a lot of people don't like to admit it, guess what, folks? It's the same show.
I had a question about that TARDIS key. I thought she dumped it on the floor when Grandfather fucked her off and said, "See you later," and she dropped it on the floor. And what, did she go back and pick it up or something and kept it?
It was still on the ground. She could easily have picked it up when the TARDIS fucked off.
I suppose so. It's just a bit. Okay, she must have had a spare one.
Her husband could have picked it up for her and gave it to her later on.
Like a memento, there you go.
Yeah, true.
I do got a question though. The doctor mentioned that he killed the Dalek time controller
2 lifetimes ago. When did Colin Baker do that?
That was in Patient Zero.
Oh yeah, okay.
So with even though I'm jumping ahead, does the next story mention how this sucker survived that?
Yes, it does.
All right, I'll wait till I listen to that.
It does, yeah. All right.
That's my question.
I totally forgot about Patient Zero. Thanks for that, Will. So yeah. What's that?
Sorry, there's also the thing that maybe that Sixth Doctor story takes place after this one. They are time travel.
Actually, no, it's kind of previous.
It's previous because McGann said he'd already done the deed. So
yeah.
No, but you see what I mean. They travel in time.
Yeah.
What he's saying is it might happen in the future beyond what's happening in these events right now, is what he means.
Well, no, because the virus that they're using to kill up, to wipe out the population is part of that collection of viruses that was used in Patient Zero.
Oh, okay. I mean, we're jumping ahead, but we got the answer to that.
There you go.
All right, so we don't need to worry about that next week. Yeah. Interesting concept for me. The Monk Hole collection of the artifacts was interesting. I've briefly touched upon. Tamsin, all right, she was there. I'll cut her some slack in this one. She was not doing her job, and she even showed a wee bit of concern. So yeah, why not?
You know
what?
In regard to Tamsin, she's a bit late in just realising, oh, I'm in the wrong.
Another fucking reason why I can't stand the bitch. How stupid are you?
I know exactly.
You know.
Yeah,
there's only one.
Even the actress says she's a bit annoying. Like
exactly. If the actress says it, I believe her. So, yeah. As I say, the only one story I give any credit and props for in a passing is the Book of Kelv. Right, guys, open mic portion of the cats. Anything else you want to bring up for it? Waiting in the can.
I think. Well, I think it was a brilliant move on Big Finish's part to. I know this is a few years in, but they by switching McGann to his own series and modeling it after the then current TV series that had just come back in such a big way.
Yeah.
Was a great idea because it really works this way much better than it did as him being one of the four
parts.
Yeah, so I think this works really good for him, and that's why they've kept that format up to today even. So
well, they've since upped it to like 5-10 minutes extra, an hour, 65 minutes. But yeah, no, you're right. Good format for him. Anything else, guys?
Big shout out to the guy that played Tom Cardwell. I thought he was good.
Who?
Is that the right story?
Who the fuck's Tom
you know what story
Cardwell?
we're on?
Oh,
Do you mean the person that Lucy sort of liked, sort of thing?
you know what it is? I got the wrong story. I'm thinking of Blood of the
Oh,
Dark.
for fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Well, big shout out to Tom Cardwell.
You talking about
The
the one Lucy like
one that get killed.
No, the one. Yeah, his name was Seb Andrews.
They killed Seg. Who played Seg?
John Banks.
Right, there you go. John Banks, is that how you're referring to?
No, I don't even mean that. I just got the wrong story in my head. And I'm thinking about the wrong character.
That's it. That's just what we do, people.
I kept thinking we were talking about Blood of the Daleks.
Okay, well.
I thought it was interesting in the extras that Briggs is saying how hard it is to get all these people together. Like, it's very difficult, especially for the actors. Like on many occasions, if they might be slated in to come in and do some work, but then another job will come up on TV or something, they'll have to cancel it. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting that the kind of hell they have to go through just to get the actors in sometimes.
Back in 2008, I believe this recorded. So yeah, that would have been.
I'm a bit miffed that. I can't say that either. Never mind. Forget it.
That's next storyline.
Yeah, exactly. I can't.
We'll get to that in 2 weeks, Phil.
The one thing.
Yeah.
Say you and your breaks, man.
Thank you.
You're working the American TV scheduling, man. Oh.
They don't watch our programs. Don't watch our programs there.
Yeah. And now
the one thing I sort of took a double step on in the story is when they mentioned the Daleks are trying to drill through the earth again to pilot away. I'm like, you crazy Daleks! You've tried that before. You failed.
That's what I was saying. Why don't you do that again?
Yeah, you take the learn, but there you go.
I've got something to say as well. For me, this story, the Daleks in it, didn't seem very threatening at all to me. Because I think they're doing the same thing over and over. I agree exactly what Tim said about the Daleks. They're not really, they are kind of crap. I thought they were kind of crap in this story, to be honest. I don't think they was used like they should be.
To be fair,
they grow in the next part, but I thought they were really weak in this part.
Hang on. To be fair, the main villain of this story isn't the Daleks, it's the plague.
Yeah, it's true. But also,
that's the Dalek plague, so it's the same thing.
How stupid are the Daleks to employ the monk after their last little shenanigans with him? It's unpopular like anything, and they still let him.
How stupid is he to be employed by them? He knows it never works out good, right? So
fair enough. Yeah.
I'll within a minute. You set?
Yeah. So yeah, Tim's right. Either way, they're both stupid for working with each other. It never works out well for either of them.
Mm-hmm. I think that they should have learned from Chesterton, but they never learned either one.
Right.
None of these guys ever do.
All right. If there's nothing else,
I got a question. Since Lucy and Alice are traveling together, were they dating or just being friends and hanging out?
Friendly. Don't go there.
All right. Man, what the hell?
Lucy's in love with the doctor.
Anyway.
No, she's not. That was the previous chick.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, Miss Fat Cow, honestly.
Behave yourself, Philip. She's not even in the story. My God, she'll speak to Colin.
Speak for yourself, Moo.
All right. Now that time's ticking down. It's that time again.
For all of us to say our condolences to the final episode of Ash vs. Evil Dead, who final episodes today, and fuck you, Stars, for being a twat.
I'm still to watch, but I can cut. Fuck you, Stars. Lucie Miller, Paul McGann and Sheridan Smith. Philip, what do you get out of 10?
Because it's a kick-off and it's setting up the story, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I know there's something better coming along after it. So
okay, 9 out of 10. Wow, that's higher than I thought you'd get, man. AJ, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 for the start of the story. And also, Lucy being so bubbly, even though she's crippled and blind in one eye. So
I'm bubbly and I'm crippled and blind in one eye, so fuck you. Yeah. Timbo, how about you?
But the alcohol helps you out.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
I agree. I'll give it an 8.5. I thought it was very entertaining. So the only thing, my only niggle is just the Daleks being so stupid. But there you go.
Dalek fatigue. Stu, how about you?
I'll give it a 10 because anything with Susan Foreman in it is a 10 for me.
Yes.
I know how it goes.
Yeah, I know how it goes. Put the batteries away. Hey, Will, how about you?
I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Even though the repetitive from Dalek invasion of Earth of them trying to move that planet, but it was the Dalek time controller ordering them to do that. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I look forward for the sequel.
Cool. Jake, what do you rate this one, mate? You gonna be winning?
I'm gonna give it a 6, and I really hope it does improve in the next part.
Oh, it does.
Oh,
yeah, listen to Uncle Phil. He's not wrong.
I've got a question. One question before we go.
What?
Why the hell are they moving the planet anyway? Where's it going to?
I don't know.
France.
Yeah, France. Yeah, they're surrendering. They're going to France.
Well, if you remember in season 4 of Doctor Who, they Tennant mentions that they tried to move the planet once before. They were probably trying to create that engine. Remember
No, but he was referring to the Sixth Doctor thing.
They keep moving it around.
Oh, okay.
Right, and for me, I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10 like well as well. Good build-up, good start, and we're off to the races. So we'll see what part 2 has in store next week. And with that, guys, we're done, dusted, and in the can for the evening. Join us in 2 weeks, yes, thank you, Will, where we'll be concluding this epic saga. And Phil?
It's called To the Death.
Yes. Yeah, it's To the Death, where things get a hell of a lot more, uppity and bang bang, but bells and whistles around town. With that, guys, please check out our wonderful mates on the Wackety Wonderful World of the YouTube. You get the guys and dolls that Geeks Assembled with their audio heads, movie and TV reviews. You get Dr. Freedom, his Omega Feldish new podcasts, and the Adventures of Dr. Freedom Eric. You get Johnny Boyles, Mike Shannon, and Sammy Carter, the usual crew. Like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm off to get some food and watch Ash vs. Evil Dead. Be excellent to yourself, folks, and each other, and we'll see you next week. Fuckity bye, and fuck you, stars.
Fuck you twice.
And long live Susan Foreman.
Well, that too.